What's going on, YouTube? We're back with another video. Look, I'm posting back to back because I just got off of work, and you already know what time it is, bruh. Bush Light the Tall Way, baby. If you're new here, well, welcome. Because if you ain't never had a Bush Light Tall Boy, you're missing out. So first things first, go ahead and crack this bitch and get a chug in, y'all. Ain't nothing like cold beer after work. We've been dipping on these sessions. 6 milligram wintergreens. They're pretty good. They're fine. But I gotta have a cigarette with my beer, man. Smoking on that Lucky Strike Red 100s. All right. So I wanted to post back to back because I think I figured out the ultimate conspiracy theory. The ultimate conspiracy theory, why everything in this world happens the way that it does. People could say the Illuminati, Jeffrey Epstein, all these wars. And I think, this is speculation. But, China, I think their population is bigger than ours, and so is India's. India's population is definitely bigger, and China's population is definitely bigger. Are either one of them as good as America, like living standards? I don't know. I don't think so. On the average, I don't think so. But there's terrible places in America like Skid Row and Chicago and St. Louis and places in Texas, Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Milwaukee. There's countless. San Diego, New York is getting bad. It's been bad, but anyway. Everywhere on basically our east and west coast, if you go to a major metropolitan area, it's filled with crime, it's filled with drugs, it's filled with homeless people, it's filled with corrupt politicians. Who goes into the presidential office? Well, the people that we vote in. We don't have that great of choices, if I do say so myself. But anyway, China's population is bigger than ours. India's population is bigger than ours, which India has nothing to do with it. But what if Russia and China were not really our enemies? What if they were behind closed doors our allies? Because we never have direct contact with Russia. We never have direct contact with China. It's always indirect conflict, and on both sides that generates money from the military. Whether it be building warships or building war machines, war generates money. Now, we send diplomats over to Russia and to China, the other two major world powers, and they talk behind closed doors. And we send our president over. He talks behind closed doors. They send their leaders over, like Putin and Xi, and it's all smiles and oh, we got ourselves a deal, But in reality, I think that these people, these high level politicians, or even just like CIA assets, just the high level people are bought. I mean, they've got to be bought. Our debt, our national debt, is like 40 trillion. Everything that we have is made in China. You could say, "Oh, Hunter, there's American jobs." Yeah, there's American jobs, but I'm an American and I work for Indonesians washing dishes. So is there really that many jobs? I mean, it's pretty easy to go down a fucking take a hard left turn and end up homeless on the streets with a drug addiction in this country. It's just what it is. You don't have health insurance. It's hard to get a good wage, and then people that get good wages go to college and shit, and you come out of college with like so much debt. It's crazy. So my thing is that, man, What if behind closed doors, because we get a new president every 4 years, what if behind closed doors they go and they have these conversations and these people sit down and they tell them, look, man, it's nothing against you. We, we might see eye to eye on some things. We might agree on certain things, and we might disagree on other things, but we can't let the public know that, like, I think that all of the nations are kind of scared of each other just because, like, it could be a total apocalypse. Some people start dropping nukes, and then it gets out of hand, and then, like, hundreds of millions of people die directly or indirectly. I don't think anyone wants that. I don't think that China wants that. I don't think Russia wants that. I don't think America wants that. I don't think anyone on the planet wants that. I don't think anyone wants their entire population to fucking die. For no better reason than these greedy fucks, these rich fucks, they want a bigger house. They want the new iPhone. They want a better car. They want a better plane. And so they have a very, very silver tongue, and they sell the idea of America to Americans. When in all reality, within 4 years or 8 years, however long it may be, they can't really do anything because we're already owned. And the president is probably owned. So, the war with Ukraine, unfortunately a lot of people have died, and I'm not going to make light of that because it's a horrible situation. Same thing in Iran. It's a terrible situation. But what is it about? Oil? Natural resources? Is that what it's about? Is that why all these people have to die? Is because of oil and natural resources? And paths in the ocean that people like to restrict in order to bring money into their country? Now, I'm not saying that there's not terrorists. There's fucking terrorists. On the other side of the world, we're considered terrorists. We come into their fucking home country and we kill innocent civilians, women and children, men that have nothing to do with any sort of militia or military. We overthrow governments. And if you don't think that Russia does the same thing, and if you don't think that China does the same thing, you're out of touch. Sorry. So, the ultimate conspiracy theory is that China and Russia are actually our allies. And they just don't want you to know it. Because if we realized, if the majority of the population knew that China and Russia would never attack us, and that we would never attack them directly, we'd start questioning why Ukraine is a war zone. Is it because of the natural resources underneath the soil? I don't know. I'm just assuming. It's a conspiracy theory. I should have worn my tinfoil hat. Matter of fact, I meant to, but I forgot because I had a busy fucking night. Is China really our enemy? I don't know. They have a hell of a military, but so do we. I think they're more worried about encircling Taiwan and probably taking over the semiconductor manufacturing, because that's going to be like the next generation of technology, so it'll generate more money for them. It all boils down to money. It's pretty much as simple as that, and that's just how I feel about it. I could be crazy, I could be completely out of touch my damn self, I don't know. I'm only 26 years old, but from what I've seen from the American government's actions of pulling out of Afghanistan and leaving some of the best that the Americans have to offer when it comes to military equipment, that was a sloppy move, and I don't think it was the right way to go. Should we have been there in the first place? I don't know. I mean, they did take down the Twin Towers. It was an attack on American soil. Was that Russia? Was it China? Was it funded by one of them? It's just funny to me how these things happen, and they're not like individual lone actors. Ever. It's never lone actors. They gotta get the money from somewhere. And by the way, the places that we do go to war with, like Yemen, Yemen. Shout out to Tim Dillon. He said it the best. He pulled up a picture of Yemen and he said it looks like a scene from out of the Bible. I mean, these people have mules. They don't have cars. They don't have asphalted roads. They might get lucky to get fruit. They probably kill a cow and it lasts them like a week for the whole village, you know? So, I don't know. I think it's just a bad situation. And I'm not the only one that has came up with this idea. I mean, I'll be the first to say it. I'm not a genius. I think it's kind of obvious. Uh, but on the other hand of things, it's very difficult to actually wrap your head around these types of situations because there's so much going on. And everyone can get all information at once with the internet. It's always something. There's always some new tragedy every single fucking day. By the way, why in the fuck would America, China, or Russia want to bomb a third world country and kill all of these people? Is it because they have armed militias like the Taliban? I'm sure. I'm sure that's a good fucking reason to say. But what about all of the like ancient sites? What about that? What about in Egypt, like the pyramids? You think that nothing that we do in Iran or Afghanistan has anything to do with the fact that it's all like ancient religion stuff over there? I'm 100% sure it is. You know, they're wanting to see what's going on, and there's a better way to do it than just fucking killing everybody. Because now, honestly, I don't think anyone likes America. I don't think Americans like America. I know for a fact the people that live on Skid Row that can't get a fucking job or get off of drugs and don't have health care that are killing themselves every single day because they served our fucking country, and whenever they needed help the country did not serve them. I know for a fact that they're going to say, I don't think we should have ever been there. I don't think we ever should have did what I did. The government asked me to do some terrible things and I did it. And what did I get in repayment? A drug addiction, um, PTSD. I killed people I shouldn't have, and now I'm gonna kill myself essentially with this drug addiction if I don't just go ahead and put a shotgun in my mouth and blow my brains out. So thanks a lot, American. I'm getting amped up, but seriously, it's a fucked up situation. I don't think anybody likes America, not even Americans. It's terrible. Maybe I'm out of touch. I don't know. Anyway, that's just about all I had for this video. It's kind of been on my mind. I've been listening to podcasts while I was at work. I had a long day. I have a really long day tomorrow. I got to do a 12-hour shift. Happy early Mother's Day, by the way, for any of the mothers out there that watch my channel. Um, I just to get off subject here a bit because I'm done with that. That's just how I feel about that entire situation. And by the way, if you made it this far and you feel that I'm saying anything incorrect, go ahead and drop your opinion in the comments. I'd love to have a mature conversation about it. Anyway, so I was at work and I was running around like a crackhead, man. My boss's wife is really pregnant. She's like really pregnant. She's about to pop. She's just huge, you know. And not fat, but she her belly's popping out. And so I was running around, man. I feel bad just because she's pregnant. I just want to help however I can. And I just get to going, dude. I mean, I'm burnt out in a way because when I get to going, it's hard to stop me. But anyway, I was just running around like crazy, dude, trying to do all that I could. And I had this big old stack of dishes that I had just got done cleaning. It was probably 15 or 20 plates. And I went around this corner going real quick and I slipped. And I dropped all the plates and they all broke. Are all over the kitchen, man. It was terrible. It just was. The fucking chef, dude, he jumped back. He, whoa, and just ran away. I was like, fuck. And so everybody that I work with, all my coworkers, came back and like looked at me, and I was like, what the fuck? Just trying to help, man. Sometimes I just need to slow down. It's hard. Well, it is what it is. That's about it for this video, guys. If you made it to the end of the video, like, comment, and subscribe. If you're drinking along, drop what you're drinking in the comments. If you're smoking along, Well, let me know what you're smoking, man. Appreciate you all. I hope you're having a good night. And in this video with a chug, cheers.